On a lighter note, Nara Lokesh, for one of these summits, we tried to invite the former Chief Minister, and I remember traveling to Vizag. And I have to tell you, talking about these capitals, the state of Vizag back then, I can't tell you the condition in which the roads were, right? In this competition to build capitals, new cities, most often what people forget is what is really required, and that is the drive. And to look at the TDP of NDA 1 under Modi ji to TDP 2 under the current dispensation, right? There's a lot of generational gap. Your MPs back then were much older. The attitudes were much more different. There were many more controversies. But today when I see you and your MPs here, they're way younger. You're 43, there are leaders in India who are 15 years older than you and still call themselves youth leaders. But that apart, you have MPs here. I think you introduced us to one of your MPs who was in his 30s. So that generational shift, is it a conscious effort to build a new party under your wings? How are you looking at it? And why are you increasingly pushing for younger people? Is it working out for you?
See, every political party has to go through its own sets of transition. If you look at it, when our founding father NTR ji started the party, he gave doctors, engineers, great opportunities to join politics. They've become very well established leaders. They have led the party for 40-45 years, 4 decades. They themselves on multiple occasions have said that now party has to also find next generation leaders to lead from here. And that's the exact transition we have done. In the last election, if you notice, 50% of our legislatures are first timers. 17 out of 25 ministers are first timers. We have the youngest parliamentary party. And our MP, Rammohan Naidu, is the Minister of Civil Aviation, is the youngest cabinet minister in Indian history. It's very important that this transition happens because we need to understand the aspirations of the youth of India, and they should be well represented in the political system also, and even in terms of governance delivery. So the transition is what we are very conscious about as a political party. Though, as I said, we are a regional party, but we have India at heart. And we believe that we, as an important ally in NDA, all forms of India under Vajpayee ji and now under Modi ji, we have always contributed to the nation in terms of policy frameworks.
Arnab, can I take one more question?
Please don't embarrass.
Okay, on a lighter note. So, growing up, we always saw your father, and he always had this reputation of being the man who introduced the word IT. He was known as someone, and he's still known, of course, he's very, very progressive in that sense. So he was known as the man who introduced IT into India, under the undivided Andhra, right? And now you seem to have a very, very sort of a similar path that you're trying to take with this AI transformation. So it was IT for Chandrababu Naidu, AI for Nara Lokesh. Is there a conscious effort that you're putting in to push AI? How important is that for you?
For all of you who know my Chief Minister Naidu ji, he doesn't leave anything for us. So IT is him, AI is him, quantum is also him. He's not left much for me. But my job is execution. So what you see today in Andhra Pradesh is you have a visionary leader who gives the trajectory on which side the state should go. And then he has a young set of team who's simply focused on execution, ensuring the rubber meets the road. And that is what is differentiating us as a state, number one. Number two, see, Naidu ji is a brand. And this brand enables us to open doors. And that is what has happened for us. So of course, I've used his brand. That's how I got my foot in the door into Google. But then I had to execute it. And that's how we've landed the project, work started. And a year from now, we'll actually dedicate this data center to Bharat. And that's what makes us different. And I believe that, as I say, Naidu's 4.0, this is his 4th term as Chief Minister. I believe it's completely different term compared to his previous 3 terms. And I jokingly tell my young team, I say, Mr. Naidu ji always says 94 was a great time. 95, the first time he became the Chief Minister. He said, I had a great team. This is how we used to work, this is how we used to work. And I keep telling all my young Turks that we should compete with that. The day we should work so hard that the day will come and Mr. Naidu ji will say, yaar, 2024 ka team bada tha. It was amazing. This was the perfect team. So that is what drives us day in, day out.
This is a very interesting session because what we are getting here, as we look into this, we are looking at Nara Lokesh. Now, Nara Lokesh is one of the most watched, most closely watched, now you're being very closely watched, second generation leader in India today. And we are happy for that. And therefore, the double challenge of you to, and you have moved very much, I must congratulate you through your work decisively, in a way out of the shadow of your legendary father, right, who's very, very strongly there. And you're carving a identity as a technology-first reformer. Now, in a choice between people and business, and ladies and gentlemen, right now Sridhar Vembu is walking in. Let's give him a big round of applause. That's an amazing man, the founder of Zoho. Sridhar Vembu ji, please sit, sir. Please sit. Thank you very much. So my question is, and this is interesting for you, Sridhar ji. Interesting question I'm asking Lokesh ji out here. That does it sometimes happen to be a choice between your political and your business targets? For example, you are positioning Andhra, and you, your father, particularly you, as India's data center revolution center, right? You want to be attracting significant AI infrastructure investment, but you're also grappling with issues which are of the real world of power and energy, and large-scale data power centers really consume a lot of both. And then you have the needs of the local communities. So we are very keen to know whether this is a policy challenge that you see becoming increasingly strong as you go forward. A. B. In the search for scalability, are you doing something for it now rather than deferring the problem to 4 to 5 years later, when the dependency on these centers for the business you're growing, the tech-first business, may be greater? Lokesh ji.
Arnab ji, I think the most important thing is to make the farmers, your electorate, part of the growth story and the journey. It's important for us to educate and put our viewpoint also in front of them. See, we keep talking about water requirement for a data center. It's a known fact. Data centers require water. But I'll give you a number, 3,000 TMC. 3,000 TMC is the amount of water that goes from Godavari into the sea. 3,000 TMC. That's equivalent to the annual consumption of Brazil. Annual consumption of Vietnam. All I'm asking is 1.5 TMC. And today I have the irrigation network. Polarum project is going to be done where I'll be able to take this water. Right? I'll be able to take this water for the data center requirement, number one. Number two, when you look at it, India has one grid, one nation, which differentiates us from the rest of the world. Today, I have a lot of renewable energy assets in the southern part of Andhra Pradesh. My ability to roll this energy to the data centers makes it very easy. Saying that, if you look at what's happening, now already restrictions have started coming in terms of the AI platforms. Every country has started to protect themselves. So it's very important that India has to look at it from an infrastructure level. India has to look at it from a technology stack level where we are also differentiated. We have our own sovereign stack. Otherwise, time will come where we will be left high and dry.
Are you planning for it now?
Absolutely. Huh? I'll give you another number. Energy consumption in Andhra Pradesh has gone up by 17%, 17, year on year. It's the highest compared to any other state. And I need to plan for it because we are at 15,000 megawatts today. At this pace, before even all my projects I've signed are grounded, I'm already on this hyper growth. I need to plan for my energy requirements. I need to plan for my water requirements. And this is what keeps us up day in, day out. And every minister, from my irrigation to our energy minister, we are very focused on it. And that's how we are able to deliver.
So the contradiction here is that, earlier it was appeasement politics towards electorates. Now you say that you do real-time governance. You say that you have a real-time governance dashboard. I have been told that you have some kind of a dashboard. It sounds like a fighter jet cockpit where you have a real-time governance dashboard. Is it possible to do that? Is it only an attractive catchphrase, a positioning tool, a marketing gimmick? Or is it really possible to do that? I mean, what is this real-time governance dashboard that you have already started?
So let me give you,
what does it mean for an average citizen?
So let me give you another interesting fact. Before the NDA government came into power, that is in 2024, Andhra Pradesh had the lowest literacy level. A very paradoxical thing, right? When Andhra Pradesh contributes to IT in such a big way, how is it that Andhra Pradesh has the lowest literacy level? Because we never monitored dropouts. The preceding 5 years, 19 to 24, adult education was given a miss. Today, just in our education department, the way minister looks at data is a similar format in which my grassroots functionary, which could be my headmaster, looks at data. That enables to align our entire goals. That is enabling me to deliver results. If you look at our results as government schools, we have shown fantastic progress last year. This is the first year where close to 85,000 students migrated from the private school to the government schools in Andhra Pradesh. Data enables you to take decisions. Data enables you to understand where's the problem. Today, sitting in Amravati, I know exactly which schools I need to focus to improve my performance, which school contributed to lowest level, and even in which subject, which teacher, which student. We have done that entire link. When private sector can do it, why not the government? That's how governments should run, and that's the direction that my chief minister has given. And imagine we are doing this across ministries, and we're able to aggregate data centrally and guide the ministers. We know agriculture commodity prices. We are understanding water movement, because based on when rain will come, I know how much water to move, because irrigation moving water is very expensive. So we are planning relatively in advance, and that's how we are able to deliver growth rates that other states are unable to deliver.
Did you intend to join politics after Stanford?
I knew I'll join politics before Stanford. So there's an essay on why Stanford. It's a very unique thing for Stanford Business School. They say, why Stanford? And that's where I wrote that, I will make the transition from the private sector to the public sector, and I believe Stanford Stanford MBA would really equip me making the transition. So I knew this from day one. So actually a lot of people ask me this question, what made you join politics? In 2004, Mr. Naidu lost an election. And exactly a year later, I went to a wedding with him, big fat Indian wedding. There were 5,000 people in the wedding. And when Mr. Naidu ji walked in, all 5,000 people stood up in respect. 5,000 people. So that's when I realized this is one profession where that kind of respect can actually be earned. And that's what really got me into politics.
Let me tell you, that is well deserved. It's not for all politicians, but Chandrababu ji certainly deserves that respect. And I think this has been a great, promising start. I've really enjoyed the conversation. You're very positive, and I wish you all the best. Is something giving you sleepless nights?